Hi, I'm Lauren Saidel-Baker, an economist at ITR Economics, and I'm here to talk to you today about Phase D, the recession phase of the business cycle. No one ever wants to find themselves in Phase D, but unfortunately it does happen. And knowing how to respond, how to react, can set you up both to shorten your Phase D in time and in magnitude, and to get you ready for Phase A, so you can hit the ground running on the upside of the cycle. There are some obvious management objectives for Phase D, things like cost cutting. Costs should be front and foremost in your mind during a recession. Maybe you can offer some alternative products to your clients, things with a lower cost basis. So you're not just discounting your products, but you're still retaining those customers, keeping that market share. Overall, the best things you can do to position yourself during Phase D is using that pessimism to your advantage. It's very likely that the rest of the economy is also in Phase D, or at least on the backside of the cycle when you are. You're probably not alone in this phase of the cycle. If you are, that's important to know too, and there are probably some underlying reasons to find. But if this is an economy-wide recession or even just a slowdown, it's good to know that you can use that pessimism, that you can make the best of it. Maybe you can be performing some due diligence on acquisitions. I bet you have some great valuations out there, either for businesses or things like capital equipment. If that company is hurting who sells that equipment, you can probably get a good price. And the best part is you'll have that equipment installed, ready to go, your people trained on it, so that you can be ready to use it when the upside of the cycle hits. You can also use that pessimism to your advantage with things like long-term leases. If you are in a building where everyone is moving out, the doors are all going dark, I bet your landlord is feeling that pinch quite acutely. And if you know that your business can still be there a year from now, well, this is a great time to negotiate a lower price on your lease. Lock it in right now. Phase D is also a good time to be hiring, believe it or not. There are probably a lot of great workers out there, really undervalued talent that's available that you can snap up. Overall, use that pessimism. Now is the time to be looking through the cycle to that Phase A. If you have an idea of when you might reach the trough of the cycle, you can be developing those programs. You don't want to be reacting once we reach the trough of the cycle and Phase A, that recovery phase, is hitting. You want to have your marketing, your sales strategies, even your product strategies, have them all in place now. Don't implement them quite yet. Wait for Phase A, wait for those sure checking points and those sure leading indicator evidence. But if you have the plan in place, you won't be scrambling later. You will be ready to hit the ground running ahead of the competition. But overall, the best thing that you can do during Phase D is remember that it's temporary. Every recession will eventually end, even every depression. Eventually, we will reach the trough and things will start to get better. If you're one of the leaders of your business, the absolute best thing you can do is model that positive management style. I use myself as an example. I'm a relatively young worker. If I see my CEO come in every day just shaking his head and looking dour, I'm probably worried about my job. I'm probably not putting in my best effort because I'm too concerned about our business, about my employment. But if I know that our management team has a plan, if they've communicated that to us, they've told us we know things are bad, this is how bad it will be, and we have a plan to get out of it, but I need you as part of that plan, that motivates me. That gets me excited. It tells me that Phase D is temporary. It tells me where we are in that phase and that we will get through it together. We at ITR certainly wish you a brief and mild Phase D and for better things ahead in Phase A.